Good afternoon, all my respected teachers, respected principal sir, respected Mr. Arijit Bhattacharya. Today, we all have gathered here to lend our ears to Mr. Arijit Bhattacharya so that we get inspired by him, and also to lend our ears to our respected teachers who are always inspiring us. So, firstly, I would like to request our respected principal sir, Mr. Shantanu Sen, to continue or to welcome Mr. Arijit Bhattacharya with his words.
Yeah, thank you, Indrila.
Thank you, sir.
We are very delighted that today we have with us Mr. Arijit Bhattacharya. And as I could know that some months back, there was another session where Mr. Bhattacharya presented. And this is a program hosted by GNIT in association with the IIC cell. And the topic of the webinar, today's topic is also very interesting. And this will be live streamed also. And I'll request Saikat to keep a video version of this so that we can post it in our Facebook later on. So this is a very interesting topic. And nowadays we are actually focusing on the entrepreneurship. And for that, we are renovating our entrepreneurship cell in a new way so that students can, and we are very soon, we are going to launch some interesting concepts so that more students get attracted towards this entrepreneurship. So on behalf of Guru Nanak Institute of Technology, I would like to welcome Mr. Arijit Bhattacharya to this session. And so thank you very much. Over to Indrila.
Thank you so much, sir, for all those beautiful words that you have said. So we all are hoping for a very beautiful evening today with Mr. Arijit Bhattacharya. To say a few words about Mr. Arijit Bhattacharya, every adjective will be less for him to be described, but still, he is a very good person from heart. And also to say about his professional life, he's a serial entrepreneur, technologist, angel investor, a public speaker, business matchmaking expert, government advisor, artist, author, community builder, a game programmer, a virtual reality specialist, blockchain specialist, and global trotter. Also, he is an international record holder in technology and finance. Mr. Arijit Bhattacharya is the first person who opened virtual networking in India. He is also very good, as I said, from heart, as he has helped 6,000 startups to start their ventures. He is a producer of 300 plus games. He has brought up entrepreneurs together to network, collaborate, and foster the community. He's a founder of Colnovate Ventures and Entrepreneurs Face. That's all I could say from my side, from my research. Now I would like to request Mr. Arijit Bhattacharya to continue with the session. Sir, would you please?
Thank you, Indila.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
sir.
the beautiful introduction. Thank you, Mr. Shantanu.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Saikat, for inviting me. And all the other, I believe that I'm addressing faculty members. I'm not sure how many students are there in this session. Well, as per Saikat's request, he wanted me to share a little bit about how idea stage startup can become an enterprise. So I'll start with the very basic things. Apart from those introduction of mine, I sit as a consultant to Asian Development Bank, and I sit as a mentor and advisor into IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, apart from a couple of other universities, which probably I will skip as an introduction. But last but not the least, I'm a part of advisory business committee for Al Qasimi family, which is ruler of UAE, one of the family member in the family office itself. So one of the solo decision maker utilizing their logo and others, and then bring cross-border business to the country itself. So when we work on such kind of deliberate work and workload, many cases, several entrepreneurs usually come in front of me and then they say that we want to grow our business, we want to move our business from X amount of money to a probably X, 10X different kind of upliftment altogether. Now, while doing all these kind of activities, when you are in an idea stage, usually there is a big dream that we always dream of. There is a big thought that we always think of that will be disrupting the market, will become probably the next game changer. But as per my understanding goes, out of 100, probably 20 to a maximum 21% of those startups, they usually sustain. And out of those 21% to 20%, maximum 5% of them probably can continue their journey. That's a very, very fair deal. One of the solo reason is you can't expect that everybody will actually win the game. And one of the basic reason they can't sustain is mainly the planning that they make. Now, when you have an idea, usually the idea comes in maybe in very early stage in your life. Sometimes you are in college, sometimes probably you are in school. So I started when I was in school itself, but sometimes probably in today's time, entrepreneurship buzzword usually starts from school itself. So definitely there are a lot of students who started their journey. They feel that probably earning a little bit of money is nice and then continue their life with good lifestyle and probably taking a lot of risk will give them a different kind of adrenaline boost. When you have an idea, the first thing that usually you need to understand is knowing your customer. It is nice to say that we'll create an innovative product, we'll create an innovative business model. All those management again will actually fail when you work in real-time, real-life business. Please pardon me for my words, but these are the factors that usually happens in startups. If you have too much of complicated management terms when you are starting up and you have too many of complicated business structure, usually it doesn't float. If you have an idea which can be started probably a very less amount of money as an integration, you don't need any kind of external investor in your company, those kind of business usually succeed faster, grow faster, and sustain faster. I'm not at all talking about who is raising how much amount of money. Fundraising is different. Making a sustainable company is different. I'm not sure how many of you follow the news. If you look at the entire structure in today's time, Paytm falling down, Ola not profitable. So if you look at all those structure, definitely you need to understand how this funding world works. If you're raising money from a VC point of view is pretty simple. They need to make sure that their money is coming back into their investors pool. So there are people who made money in their life. Definitely they need their money back. So you need to understand, you need to give their money back, right? So never ever start a business in your idea stage when you feel that it needs 5 crores as an investment. It's not gonna sustain, okay? You need to find out a very simple way of starting as humble, make it simple, create a great team together first. That's the first and foremost requirement for you. Now, usually in engineering colleges, I have seen that, well, fine, we are 3 guys, we are friends, we're starting together, and all of them are coming from same similar batch, maybe from CS, maybe from electronics. It's good, it's cool. There is no wrong in it. Nothing is wrong in business world. But you need to understand when you are actually creating that idea into an execution stage, it needs a couple of key factors. Number 1, sales. Do you have someone in your team who understands sales and can sell products? Understanding sales in books and doing it in real life are 2 different aspects. So if you have someone on board who can do the sales, you are in a good hand. Second key factor, who understands within your teammate how to do the marketing. I'm not talking about only digital marketing. Digital marketing is a part of marketing. The entire marketing scenario, if someone in your team from inside can handle, maintain, manage, and execute. Third most important factor, who is managing your finance? It cannot be outsourced to a third-party company. You need to have someone inside your company who understands finance, who can actually execute things and manage the fund in a pretty well-mannered way. Example, you have 100 rupees in your pocket, you have a set budget for marketing, which is probably 30 rupees. You have a set budget for maybe sales and integration, that is probably 20 rupees. So here goes your 50 rupees. Rest of the 50 rupees, you need to understand how you manage it with savings, with operation cost, and of course with execution. Second most important stage when you have the idea is how to get your customer. Knowing your customer, getting your customer are key factors. I'm sorry, I'm always straightforward person. If you look at our accelerator, it's called Co-Innovate Ventures. It's a registered body based out of Sydney, Australia itself. As a fund or as a accelerator, we get a lot of different application that usually comes almost every month. Out of 50, we have seen probably we can talk to only 2 people. I'll tell you the reason why. When people send us a deck, they usually have a tendency of doing a research utilizing internet and then giving us a feedback with those pitch deck. We don't need that. We already know that, right? We have smart people. We are smart people who understand how to do internet research and get all those data done. What we need to understand how you understand your market. It can be a local market. We don't care. If you understand your nearby 10 kilometers area, that radius, and if you say that, hey, you know what? I have been able to get probably 50 customers within 10 kilometers area, but I want to grow. I need a growth capital. I want to probably accelerate my venture from my town to some other town, but I don't know where to go, how to approach. Can you guys help us with some kind of partnership? Then probably we can start talking. But if the approach is different, like, okay, fine, according to our research, the data says there are 3 million of users which we will be tapping. We now have 50 users, but with money, we will be getting 5 lakhs of users. You feel that we will be happy enough to understand that? It's very difficult to prove it. Okay, so let's talk about some sensible data, realistic approach, which can make sense, which can actually give and create a trust factor into the pool or the mindset of people who are already inside this ecosystem, right? So after idea stage, what you need to do, you need to understand your market, you need to understand your customer. Now, how you're gonna do the sale, it completely depends on you. Nobody in this world can actually help you to do the sales. What people can help you with, they can help you with connection, they can help you with right kind of corporate communications, probably writing a reference letter, which of course I have done many times in life. People who are mentors, who are from the industry itself, who are executing things. If you are connected with those kind of people, sometimes they offload works to startup. Okay, try to grab those orders, right? Once you are there, you have probably 5 people team or maybe 4 people team, and then you feel that maybe I need a little bit of upliftment, I need a little bit of support, hand-holding. Go and search incubation centers who can give you money support, who can give you network support, who can give you market access support. Market Connect is actually, if you look at as a chart, as a whole chart of business, funding comes in probably 30% cases. In rest of the 50% cases, you need market connect, you need orders. Once you get an order, there are lot of different avenues and opportunities. You can go to banks, you can go for loan, you can go for debt, you can go for crowdfunding. So if you can grab a little bit of attention of market and you feel that you need a working capital, That's one of the best possible way to grow and execute your business. It doesn't need, sorry to say, it doesn't need multiple number of computers as a computer lab, and that becomes your incubation center. No, I'm so sorry about this. To make a proper incubation center, you need lawyers, you need CA, you need senior entrepreneurs, you need investors pool, you need technology connect, you need market access, you need business flow, you need banking connect. That's what I call as a normal usual incubation center, right? So when you have that on board, try to grab and probably be incubated inside those incubation centers. From experience, I can tell you, if you look at the proper incubation centers in our country, they always try to give you a little bit of seed capital with an exchange of a certain amount of equity which they will be taking from you. Definitely that has to be there. I'll tell you the reason how it happens and why it happens. When you have an incubation center, when you are incubated inside that incubation center, they are the first guy who is writing you the first check. It can be a very small amount of money, doesn't matter. But nobody was actually looking at you, right? So if you are being incubated inside your college, that's really amazing. You get a family approach, you are inside a secure hand, right? And definitely there has to be an equity dilution from your startup towards the incubation center so that both of you can have a win-win situation. And then later on in near future, maybe after 3 years, maybe after 4 years, when you are graduating from the incubation center, it doesn't matter about your engineering or maybe the graduation that you're doing in college, but when you're graduating from that incubation center, your equity, which you have diluted already to the incubation center, either you buy it back or you sell it to the third party investor. That's how you can probably take an exit, in a sweet way, right? So as an incubation center model, you need to make profit. Otherwise, this model cannot be sustainable. That's a different approach. Once you have that incubation model in mind, probably you are being incubated. At that time, try to grab as much as possibilities as you can through the accelerator programs. Now, the basic difference between accelerator and incubator comes in a very early stage. Accelerator, we come in usually in the revenue stage of your business, wherein sometimes we commit money, sometimes we take equity, definitely maximum times we give you growth, which is much more stronger and much more probably optimized than an incubation center, that's for sure. And then when you are probably in an accelerator program or you are not in an accelerator program, try to attend those events, which is proper networking event. I'm not sure how many of you follow me in LinkedIn. I usually post almost daily with approx 500 plus likes, more than 300 comments on each and every post. I feel that I posted long back about something about networking, where you should attend and how you should attend. If you really want to have a very good dinner and then say that, whoa, my God, I'm in a 5-star, I'm attending an entrepreneurial summit. There are a lot of others, a lot of other senior entrepreneurs nearby. There are a lot of celebrities which I can see. I can take selfies with them. Great, kudos. Frankly speaking, this doesn't buy food for you. This is a one-day approach. If you really need to network, you need to focus on at max 5 to 6 people inside one event. Grab them as much as you can. Network with them, talk with them, maybe during the lunch. That's one of the best possible time where you can grab them. Maybe over a cup of coffee, have a discussion. Approach about your business. Guys, this is not about having a cup of coffee or maybe after party or probably a dinner party in a entrepreneurial networking summit. You need to understand those things will fade away in due course of time. You need to understand if you can grab at least 1 or 2 people who can give you proper business growth, maybe offloading some of their works, maybe giving some work which they don't do. Maybe they like you and they say that, okay, fine, here's an opportunity which I know, go there and maybe talk and then grab your opportunity to maybe get some more work together, right? Those things are pretty basic things that you should do in your life, at least in this stage of life. when you are studying, when you are a student. During your student time, I will always recommend, I'm not going to make it very, very complicated because this topic itself is a very complex topic. If I go deep, I will go deep. But as a student in this time, I don't know whether I'm addressing first year or second year or third year or a mixed mode audience. If you have maybe time for next 2 years, try, learn and understand how to create technology oriented contents. Maybe as writing, maybe as a video, maybe as your own blog. Create as much as creative aspects as you can do where you find that there is a passion for it. It can be photography, I don't care, okay? It can be playing guitar, it can be probably cooking. It doesn't matter. It's not required that you need to focus only on your engineering as a study. Study will give you, of course, upliftment, but your passion, which you have, and you feel that you can pursue your passion, trust me on this, there are people whom I know from your college itself who are earning a decent amount of income by following by their own passion, which is not at all related to their engineering courses. In fact, one of my students long back, he's a MTech at the moment. He is one of the prominent photographer at the moment in Calcutta. He just followed his passion. I mean, he never ever went back to the corporate world. He followed his passion of doing photography. He followed it, became one of the finest photographer in town, right? So that's not entrepreneurship, by the way. That's earning your own livelihood. It's not proper that you should call them as an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a person who always think big, create a vision, make a company, recruit at least minimum 10 to 20 people on his or her own payrolls, right? Until unless that is there, probably it's a very difficult and fine line between a professional and an entrepreneur. And definitely there is a fine line between a business person and an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is always innovative. He creates his business structure completely innovative and then execute it in a complete innovative way. But a business person usually looks for profit, always for profit. It may not happen that he or she is innovative one, which is completely fine. It can be a traditional business, brick and mortar model. That's completely fine as well. There are traders in the market. You need to understand that those traders you always look for any kind of business deal. They have a very good network. That's another tips I can give you. If you get a network of trade houses who can probably be a part of your venture, I don't know about your ventures if you have any or not, then probably I can be more specific, but these networks can work better than anything. For some new upcoming businesses which is happening probably in and across the world, real estate is going to see a complete different boom and structure altogether. And real estate boom is happening in a lot of different places, including Southeast Asia, Mexico, of course, in Canada, Australia. I'm not sure whether you are in touch with those markets or not. Is growing, day in and day out is growing. Another small tips, another small news. UK now have more vacancies, which was earlier, and they are looking for people who can probably work and migrate and stay in UK itself for mainly technology and technology oriented work. So better you be ready for such kind of opportunities. Coming back to other opportunities and avenues, Ayurveda, health, nutrition, those things are happening at the moment. And if you look at in various different places, there are NFT market which is being created by a couple of guys. In fact, one of my mentee company out of USA, they are doing it. All those NFT market guys, they are now tapping real object, real products. And Ayurveda, health and nutrition is one of the biggest focus, apart from the art and videos that they can monetize on. Definitely, as an entrepreneur, you need to understand that whether you can follow your passion or not. If you have smartphone in your phone, you can definitely start something which is really cool. Well, a lot of you, I'm sure, are using smartphone, doing pictures, creating photographies, or maybe taking video. Try and explore doing it for short videos, maybe with food, maybe with a specific subject. It can be nature, and start your own small micro blogging. Use Instagram smartly. Use Josh as a application, which is an Indian app. There are opportunities which is coming up for India, and India is getting better and better day in and day out by creating their own network and own applications. Probably you can hop in and try those small applications to become a little bit of popular. Becoming a little bit of popular always helps. It gives you good amount of PR. People know you, people trust you. Once you have a trusted face, definitely when you are growing, people will love to handshake with you. If you are talking about probably raising fund at the moment of growing, you better be ready 6 months before you are asking money, right? Usually giving money or doing those kind of legal process takes 3 to 4 months. So better be ready. And if you from the beginning feel that I'm not going to create a company which is sustainable, maybe I'm going to create a company which is fundable. Those are two different approaches. A fundable company creation needs a complete different approach and structure altogether. Maybe in some other sessions, or if you are following me in YouTube, maybe you can hear and understand how you can do it. I hope that I have done justice with the time. It is already 3 o'clock. So Saikat and others, I can't see anyone else. It's okay if I can take a leave, it will be great.
Sir, just 2 minutes. We are moving to a Q&A. Just before, I will request you to share your story. Pocket এ 2 টাকা নিয়ে কিভাবে আপনি শুরু করেছিলেন? And that is the first story. And the second story, I would request you travel to Sundarban in every week.
Okay.
That 2 stories the student must know, sir. Please.
Okay. So for guys who don't know me, I run India's one of the oldest and finest game studio. We are AR, AI, and definitely in crypto. We have been working for long time. I run Virtual Infocom since 1998, when no one was actually thinking of creating a game studio, at least this part of the world. Well, the 2 rupee story is pretty interesting. My mom used to give me 1 rupees each and every day, almost every day, for tiffin purpose and for buying comics in my school days, right? And I used to buy a lot of comics. I'm sure today's generation don't know that. It used to be Indrajal comics on those days, and definitely Anandamela as our close to our heart kind of stuff. And on those days, I used to watch Disney, how they are making animation, how they are creating it, and I was fascinated about that. I want to create a very basic disruption, and with that passion, I thought that probably I can start a game studio which can produce amazing games, which can make a disruption in the market. People will probably become mad. Well, they will watch those games. I had no idea about business. I had no idea about how to start a company. I was just a class 12 standard student, just passed out my HS examination and felt that I should start something for my country. That was my, you can say, my fire in my belly, right? When I started, it was a very different kind of journey. It was a roller coaster journey. I couldn't crack anything related to game development. I couldn't make anyone understand, at least in Calcutta, how to monetize games, how to create it. Even I didn't have any kind of team. So instead, what I did on those days, I found that there is an opportunity of assembling machines. You know what I used to get? I used to get a lot of inquiries from people. Can you sell some computers? Well, my computer have got some kind of issues. Can you solve it? It was easy for me. I'll tell you the reason why. On those days, I used to code. On those days, I used to draw. I used to do a lot of hardware works hardware, I mean to say PC assembling works. Because on those days, if you want to buy a branded PC, it was huge cost. In fact, the assemble machine that I purchased that time, it was actually purchased by my father. It cost us approximately 65,000 rupees, but I'll come back to the story. So what happened when I started doing machine assemble, walking from one part of the town to another part of the town, talking to people, talking from one office to another office, getting those orders. I used to walk on my 11 number bus. Jokes apart, I used to walk, of course, from one part of the town to another part. It used to be sometimes 5 kilometers, sometimes, I don't know, maybe even 7-8 kilometers. From Shielda to Ravindra Sadan to Ravindra Sodepur, I used to move by just walking, because I have to hop into one office to another office. So my white shirt used to be definitely gray. My black shoes used to be completely different colors. I can't really remember how many colors I used to have in my shoes. Probably it became rainbow. But yeah, so from those offices, I started getting orders, and they say that it's nice if you can probably manage it as well. If you're selling it, if you can manage it, it will be great. So while doing all those activities, I found a person in Chandni Chowk. Definitely, he used to do hardware assembling, much more elder than me. We started talking with each other. We did few deals with each other, because sometimes from those offices, they used to ask for systems where we have to go for credit. In the sense, they will pay you 50%, and maybe after 2 to 3 months, they will pay you the rest of the 50%. So managing that money with good number of business, sometimes you need a good partner. So I felt that that fellow can become my good partner. Both of us felt that. We started talking. We started that in Calcutta, and eventually he used to stay in Kharda area, which is nearby my ancestral house, and we used to chat a lot nearby Ganges. Once he said that, Arijit, I have to go back to Sundarbans. One of the reasons is here I can't stay back, because my parents are asking me to come back. So he left Calcutta. He went there. From there, he gave me a call. For your information, on that time, I used to have my mobile phone. On those days, it was incoming call. It was not free. It was probably 2 rupees something. I don't really remember now. Anyway, he gave me a call, and he said that once you said that you want to start probably an animation studio, and you said that nature is the best place where you can learn and understand, would you like to explore Sundarbans? And probably, if you feel, we can do something jointly here. Well, I had a discussion with my parents. They said that if you're going to Sundarban, that means there are tigers and they are going to eat you. I didn't listen to them. I took a train, definitely from Shielda. On that time, it used to be till Kakdeep. The line ends there. From Kakdeep, I had to take a bus. Then there was a river called Hatania Duania. Now there is a bridge. On that time, there was no bridge. You have to cross it with 20 paisa. Now this 20 paisa don't exist nowadays. With 20 paisa, you can go to opposite side. From there, take another bus, go to their house, and I started exploring the area. I'll tell you the exact location. Maybe if you are traveling to Sundarban, you can probably visit that. Till date, that person is there. The school was the school name was Devnagar High School. In front of the Devnagar High School, we started a very small training institute as a rent. And the guy who gave us that rent, his name is Chopul Mighty. So we started there together. I used to travel every Saturday. 4:10 a.m. I used to go out. I used to reach there by around 2 p.m. Have some food, and then start giving training inside that village itself. There are a lot of students who couldn't pay us. Sometimes they used to bring vegetables because they don't have money to pay us. And in that time, there was no proper electricity. We used to run the center utilizing generators. That's how the extended part of our training institute started. And parallelly, I started a training institute in my house itself. From one student, it became 50. From 50, that became 100. 100 became 500. I'm not at all telling you a story. That's a fact. We used to have huge number of batches, trained a lot of students, not only engineering graduates, lot many professionals, they used to come. To be very, very honest, Saikat, when I started giving training, I had no idea how many trainings I have to give, to be very honest. I started giving training on coding like C, C++, Visual Basic. Eventually, it became animation software. Eventually, it became game development engines. And then slowly database. Eventually, a lot of inquiry came who wanted to understand and learn system networking. So I did, of course, I did my master's in computer. Along with that, I did few bit of global certifications, which includes Microsoft and Cisco. While doing that, I started giving training. Those people nowadays are working in a very senior most positions. That's how I started my life. And rest of the things I diversified, to be very, very honest. I started diversifying companies and businesses in 2006 onwards. I understood from 98 to 2006 that India is not my place. I have to move from India to some other countries where game development is cherished and they understand it. So I again came back in 2007 and took a lot of actor and actress and models as our superhero characters. We created the universe. We created a lot many games in those days. In 2007, 8, 9, App Store just started. Apple, Google, they started their own app stores. And Intel used to support us and help us a lot by asking us, working for them for their innovative solutions. Microsoft used to give us a lot of support by asking us to create a lot of games based on Microsoft platform. Of course, we cherished golden moments with Nokia, with a lot of companies, which I can probably mention. And so we became software development partner for all those companies. And we felt that this model, which is completely unique model, can sustain a lot. There was no studio in Calcutta which can understand that what we are doing, because game shooting is unheard of, unseen of by these people. There was no photographer who can actually understand how we can take those pictures in 360-degree view. Please understand, 2007, Calcutta studios used to have a normal background. There was no green chroma screen. Forget about any other aspect, right? So what we did, we hired around 4 or 5 different photographers with their camera. We took pictures by complete Indian jugaad kind of method. And yes, we became successful. We launched India's first RPG game called Ashwathama the Immortal. Eventually, a couple of more game titles, which are now a sizable amount of user. Not only that, I can declare in front of everyone, we are coming up with our own Indian app store, where an indie developer can have an opportunity to upload their games or applications and people can download it. It's not at all relevant or related to any other app store, but yes, it's going to be complete more Indianized indie app store as a give back to the community. Initially, we are not going to charge anybody to start their app store itself. Definitely all the marketing and publishing part will be taken care by us. Apart from Virtual Infocom, I run several different companies and initiatives. One of them is World Data Summit, which is 95 countries business connect network. We have chapters in almost each and every countries. Probably in October, we are going to do it in Ghana as a physical event. And hopefully a very, very senior most person from the country will open it up from the ministry. And then in December, we are having it as a virtual summit, which we do every year. This year, we will have 100 countries, probably 150 plus speakers and changemaker who will share their knowledge, wisdom, and network. Apart from World Data Summit, I run an accelerator and a fund called Co-Innovate Ventures based out of Australia. We run art and craft market. It's called artandcraftmarket.com. Then we run Health Planeta as a platform, which is more on health and nutrition. Because if you see nowadays, today's young generation of kids, they never ever probably tasted which is original, which we tasted a long back. And now we are talking about all organic as a buzzword. And 20 years back, all those so-called organic things, we said that, no, you don't need to eat organic. Yeah, let's go for something very, very sophisticated. And now we are saying, sophisticated is bad. Actually, you should go for organic. Well, probably it's a cycle, it's a circle. But yeah, as an entrepreneur, I felt that probably there's a need, and there's a big need where you want to become healthy. So I do heavy lifting. So definitely we are combining those gym, those workout with nutrition as a platform called Health Planeta. Then we have another platform called Property Planeta. You will find all these names relevant and related. Property Planeta is more on real estate. We have partners from Dubai who are real estate developers. We are just a platform which sells all those properties to the public. Then we have Glam World Face as a platform, which is more for fresh actor, actress, photographers, stylers, designers. We give them work depending on their capability and skill set. So likewise, we have many different platforms, different companies, initiatives. I have many portfolio of my companies, but what I learned, Saikat, from that 2 rupees towards whatever I am doing, small or big, is that if you put your nose on the grid, you will succeed. Nobody in the world can actually pull out what you have as a destiny. And destiny doesn't work like this. Destiny always works for the people who is working for destiny. I really need to move now, Saikat. I don't really don't.
Yeah, I know you are busy. Actually, one of the participants who has an NGO, he's a student of our college. Shamdipto has got stuck somewhere and he has a very specific question. Shamdipto, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. So am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Please ask your question.
Okay. So hello, sir. Good afternoon. This is Shoyamdip Das Chaudhary from Guru Nanak Institute of Technology. So before any questions, sir, I would like to show my sincere gratitude to you for this wonderful session. It will be really very helpful for all of us. So now moving on to my question, sir, I'm having a NGO which is named as Conto, and it was founded by me and Swakshadip Sarkar in the year 2019. Swakshadip is present here as well. So yeah, so sir, we basically work for we are registered. We got registrations under West Bengal government last year, that is 2021, and also currently we are registered under the central government, that is Niti Aayog. And so the main problem we are facing is regarding the donations, because our organization is basically a youth-based organization. All of us are students. Okay, so sir, and majority, like I can say my part, like I after college I give private tuitions, and from that whatever I earn, I invest that in my like in my organization. But as you can understand that running a big organization with this small amount of money is not possible. And it's our organization is almost 2.5 years age, it's now, and we have tried all possible methods to raise funds from our common contacts, say friends, family, relatives, whatever. But now like asking money from the same person repeatedly, it is creating a bad impression also, and we're not getting money also from that sources, and that's why it is affecting the pace of our work, and we are really
What do you
stuck with
do? I didn't
various
understand.
projects. We have planned
What,
various
what
things.
does your NGO do? Like, you are running
Sorry,
an
sir.
NGO, I understand that, but is it on education? What do you do?
Yeah.
Education. What does your NGO do?
Sir, sorry, sir.
Shamdipto
Noise
sir is
breaking.
asking what your NGO actually do. What is your activity in the NGO?
Probably I can jump in if I think Shwamdip.
Yeah, sure.
So, hello, I'm Swakshadip, and I'm the secretary of the NGO called Conto, which Shwamdip mentioned. So we are primarily working on women's rights, women's sanitation, and also like children's education, and also LGBTQI plus rights. Like these are the fields we have mostly focused on until now. And because we are registered under multi-provision, so we can work on a range of things. So these are the fields that we have focused until now, and we mostly work on UN SDGs.
Okay.
United
So
Nations.
have you ever done any kind of project which you can show me?
Yeah, sure. Currently, we are running a project called Shoi, which is being run in a slum area of Uttarpara, which focuses on women's health.
Women's health means what kind of health?
So
Sir,
we,
we
Shwamdip can jump in, I
sir,
guess.
am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah, am I audible? Yes, sir.
But
So since women above 30 years of age, so above 30 years of age, they basically faces several nutritional deficiencies like calcium deficiency, iron deficiency. So, sir, through this project, we are trying to address those sessions. We are organizing health campaigns where we are inviting nutritionists, dietitians, as well as food technologists who are like talking with them, and they are problems are being diagnosed, like whatever problem they're facing. We are having a proper survey record. Like some are facing problems in body pains or weakness, or and there are several serious cases as well. But the main motto of this project is that, sir, people from middle class family or a bit upper or privileged background, we can afford buying several nutritional supplements or nutritional medicines which we can consume for, like suppressing those deficiencies. But people from those underprivileged background, they cannot really afford to buy medicines, and for which they are.
Aditya,
Yes, sir.
sorry to cut you in between. If you are looking for donation and that's your challenge to run an NGO, that's a different issue. But what I can tell you, in today's world, if you work smart, you really don't need to give them medicine. There are natural food which is not costly. Can
Yes, sir.
be understood and optimized.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, sir. We are actually trying to do that. Like the main motto of the project is Shoi, and the campaign's name is Khaddoi Oshad. Like
Right.
we are trying to explain them that the food we eat in our regular diet, that is only the best medicine which we can have.
Right. But how it become costly? Like if you go for Shojne Fool,
Yes,
Shojne Fool, nowadays people become sophisticated. They say moringa powder. You don't need to go for that powder. You just
yes,
go for Shojne Fool. That is well enough to give
yes,
you all those kind of activities and all those kind of strength that you need. Go for Kolmi Shark,
yes,
right?
sir.
Go for, sounds funny, but people usually cherish that in 5 stars. If you go back to old Bengal,
Yes,
Giri Googly,
yes,
you
sir.
heard about it? People usually
Yes,
boil it and they consume it in 5 stars nowadays. But if you consume that, it's high protein, full of iron, and
yes,
it's very good for woman health, right?
yes,
I'm
sir.
not sure whether you are doing such kind of campaign. Why I'm raising this question, I'll tell you the reason. There are Ayurveda centers, right? Out of their peer activities, they do it. So if your campaign have got such kind of element which connects with nature, and
Yes,
that natural food can give supplement as a supplement, food
yes,
supplement
sir.
to these women, I can try to connect you with these Ayurveda centers. Maybe as a PR campaign, these guys can be interested and they can communicate with you. But you need to work with multiple of them. You cannot expect one company will actually continue with you for rest of your life. It's a beautiful work that you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
Kudos to you.
So there is another problem actually,
I
sir.
am really
Actually,
running out of time. Frankly speaking,
yes,
I
sir.
have to join another meeting
Okay.
right now.
Okay, I know Arijit sir is too busy. I will arrange another session, Arijit sir. I will request you. I will contact you later. Is it
I
okay, sir,
will
for you?
definitely come, Saikat, not a problem. If required, you guys can definitely connect. Maybe we can meet
Yes.
somewhere. But I'm
Yes,
so
yes.
sorry. Focus on that
Yeah,
part.
I know.
Try to find out a sweet way where you can have a platform for these Ayurveda centers to hop in, handshake with you. And if it is education, we will talk for sure, for sure. Please pardon me for
Yes, sir.
today. I'm terribly sorry.
Yes, sir. It's okay.
My schedules are.
Yeah, he is running out of time. Kevi
Thank you, sir.
ma'am, please give the vote of thanks. Sir has only 1 or 2 minutes. Kevi ma'am, can you hear me? Kakuli ma'am?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
think.
So we are at
Yes,
the
yes.
end of
Please
the
give the
session,
vote of
and
thanks.
that's really wonderful mentoring session provided by Mr. Arijit Bhattacharya. Sir, thank you, sir, for offering this wonderful mentoring session to us, founder of Cornovate Ventures and Entrepreneurs Fest, for providing this mentorship support to our students. The program organized by Institute Innovation Council and Department of Food Technology of Guru Nanak Institute of Technology. So on behalf of that, I would like to thank Mr. Bhattacharya for your presence, and of all, this is actually after that, the students will showcase their idea towards us. And the students, I would also like to thank the students from Asansol Engineering College, then Victoria University of Wellington and Guru Nanak Institute of Technology, then Amguri College, participants from Techno India Salt Lake. So next session will be provided by you, and we are eagerly waiting for you. So thank you, sir, again. Hope in future we will get again your support. Our students will get your support. Thank you very much.